on this beautiful morning. Yeah, beautiful day. I had a beautiful weekend. So heart-opening weekend, a weekend of transforming, transmuting, going to the beautiful high-spaced beings, our star family, connecting with our star family. Making new connections, making new heart connections. So that was a lot of work what is being done in this weekend. And it was really, really, really fabulous. It was into the extremes. So as we all know at the moment, you know, the timelines are collapsing. And that means when you are operating or coming in the 3D vibration, it could be that your shadow self is acting out. You know, the old you is trying to hold on to you know, to the, or to bring you back to the old you, and so you won't be able to accelerate and get in that new timeline. And if you translate it to 3D, it's like, you know, February is new life. You know, we still start to grow. We're coming out of the egg, we're coming out of the shell, but there are always predators from the outside that and now I get the vision of the sea turtles, you know, coming out of the egg, crawling to the ocean, and then there are all these birds and predators trying to get them out of the water where they belong. So that's also what's happening in the spiritual world, what is happening in the 3D, what is happening in our time at the moment, that the timelines are collapsing, and the shadow and the dark side is feeling it because more light is coming in. And when there is more light coming in, what do you want to do? You know, I'm losing, but then I have to, you know, get you down and get you in that energy where I operate, where I feel comfortable. So yeah, that's a bit what is going on at the moment. And as soon as you get out of that environment, it could be that your old shadow self and your old self, your old identity is still getting activated in that space. So you still, you know, react the same way. When you're out of that energy, and that is, you really have to try it sometime. When you're out of that energy, your your timeline is on the right frequency for you, so you're going in that flow with the timeline. So it's really beautiful what happens, because in the same time you see what's happening, you see your reaction, and you can say, okay, when I'm in the next timeline, I transmuting all these energies. You know, you have to get rid of that, because you can't take that in that new timeline, otherwise you would be in trouble. But you know, when you leave it in that timeline, leave it there, and you know, transmute it by the light. You know, put your vision on it, put the light on it, and let it go. And make sure you're in the right frequency for yourself, so you will be able to sustain these energies. You don't have to give it any attention, you don't have to give it any focus, because it's an energy. Also, the dark is love, it's only on a lower vibration, you know. And when we love our shadow, you integrate yourself as one, and the shadow will dissolve, because it has to do with acceptation of your own shadow. And when you are accepting your own shadow, then you're okay with it. So you don't have to reply, you don't have to get into action with somebody else, or it's your choice. You have free will, you're a sovereign being, and you have a choice where you want to go. Okay, I have my Egyptian blue lotus here. Amazing tea. Yeah, it's and that's what is going on at the moment. So if you think the intro is too long, just skip it. I see 555. That's a huge transformation. Inner child work is being done. So it could be that and I hear, don't focus too much on it. Just let it go. Let transmute it. And also for the people who are watching, we all know that things are shifting, things are changing, fear campaigns are coming up, and just you need to release the contracts, and that's all you need to do, and then it's done. So, and we all have those contracts throughout our former lifetimes, these lifetimes, other dimensions. We all you can see it as we are all one big family. We're all one. So yeah, it's really powerful what's happening now, and we are prepared, for this time. They prepared us for this time. They prepared us to open our heart space even more, because the dark that is still love on a lower vibration, but is just still connected to the wounds of abandonment and rejection. So if those wounds of those shadows are not healed yet, then it's difficult to I don't want to say it's difficult, because everybody will transcend or descend. It's how from which perspective you see it, because everything what you receive is your perspective. Now, perspective, right? I'm struggling here with the word. Everything what you perceive is your interpretation, and that's coming out of, are that wounds that are healed, are that not wounds that are healed, or are you just fed up with something, and then just try to focus on something else, because all our wounds are coming up now by the shadow. And it's really like, I can see really the vision when people are shooting up, there are always energies that want to keep you down, because now there are the timelines of the new earth coming in, and it's really happening this year. So this year is all about healing, deep healing. Deep inner wounds are coming up, things that you don't like, address it, just feel it and address it, and let it breathe through it, and do your breathing sessions with it, so you can feel it and you can release it. And that's what came up in not only this weekend, but also in the whole collective that comes up. So now, the sun is coming through. It's beautiful outside. Glastonbury was flooded again for the second time in a year. Most of the time it's only one time that we get flooded, but we're flooded again. So that means not only the land needs to um, purge their emotions and clear the emotions, but also humanity that is living on the land. We also have another vision that was, the more floods you, um, the more floods you make, yeah, um, the less crop there will be. So it's just a thing from which perspective you're coming. And I keep the high vibe up. I always say, if there's so much water, then there is a lot of emotions in the world that needs to be transmuted. So, and swim for a while in the ocean and let it simmer, let the waves come up, or maybe you're in this vortex that wants to draw you totally into the bottom, of wounds of rejection, wounds of abandonment, wounds of not being good enough. And those are the mother wounds. Big, big, big mother wounds that needs to be healed on earth. And what is, wow, for the divine masculine, heart of ascension. Heart of ascension, divine masculine. If you want to ascend, open that heart space. Be in nature. Listen what the birds have to tell you. Listen to what the trees have to tell you. Last week I had an amazing experience with a tree. Um, well, I'm not going into that because it would take the video way too long, but that was out of this world. And it's my favorite tree as it is a portal here in Glastonbury. And when I start to communicate with the tree and asked him questions, and he gave me the confirmation, really the confirmation in the physical form. And I never experienced this with a tree. So it was like, oh my God, this is another level. So then I know that I'm in a totally different space, and I'm in vibrating with the highest form of energy. So yeah, and the purest form. Let's keep it that. I want to say highest form, but for me it was the purest form. So, heart ascension for the divine masculine. Your heart is opening, your heart is transcending to another level. And that other level is up to you, what you want. Do you want to, same card as last week. Um, um, do you want to ascend to that frequency that you feel joy, happiness, and bliss all that time? Because it's possible. It is possible that you be in a state of bliss and a state of joy and laughter all the time. So, what's in his heart space? Fire and water. And fire and water, that can be, there are two opposites. They attract, but they also repel each other. And it has to do with the fire that is ignited in the self-worth, the self-worth of the masculine starts to grow. And but doesn't mean that you let come in everything that everybody says to you. You shield yourself with this beautiful light and the emotions. And sometimes it's just needed, you know. We're just there is a, I always say it, I also call it sometimes drama, you know. The masculine starts to create drama because they want attention on that level that you can't give them. Or you know, there is something else going on you're not aware of. There is drama in another space of their life, and because you are the one that is really always safe, they can project it onto you because it's normal. And that is, you know, starting to talk about those emotions and to explain these emotions instead of acting on it. That is making a huge difference, because then you get the fire, you know, mellowed out. You can say what you feel and say, okay, I'm very angry at the moment and I feel the anger, and it's not my anger, it's the anger of somebody else is incapacity to explain it or to tell it straight in your face. So that's what's happening with the divine masculine and divine feminine when they are not allowing, you know, their inner heart feelings, you know. And what also is possible, there is so much passion in the divine masculines and emotion in the divine masculines surroundings, but not enough space around him to release it. So I always say, if you're coming in a state of this, you know, you're not having enough nature, you're not having enough bliss, you're not having enough things for yourself, then you're totally occupied by other things that is taking the focus of that nature or heart opening, or you focus on meditation or the release, where you can do it in exercise, you know. That is then all these fragments are coming up. So how does the divine masculine sees the divine feminine? And it could be hot, you know, it could be really challenging. And I also hear it could over stimulate the brain of the divine masculine. It could be, you know, too much heat in the brain. So you need to drink more water, or dive into the water and dive into the emotions. That is really necessary to clear the things out and burn it away with fire. Yeah. So, yeah. How does the divine masculine sees the divine feminine? As the angelic one, the crystal child. He sees her as the crystal child, you know, pure light, pure energy, um, um, transcendent, you know. It's in a transcendent state all the time, and that's how he sees her. You know, she is a diamond in the rough, and the diamond starts to shine outside to all the places that her energy is needed. She is guided, you know, where she needs to go, guided where things needs to be transformed, and she is taking that action. And it's really beautiful. So that's how the divine masculine sees the divine feminine. And then I hear, why are you fighting me so much? What is your resistance against me? It's not me, it's within you. What is your resistance against me? Wow, that's really beautiful. It's not it's not me that's doing this. It's spirit that works through me to show you the places that still needs to be healed. And it's a year of healing, that's for sure. This year is about huge transformation and healing. Last year it was the year of chaos, the year of, everything stirring up. This year is really Pluto, bringing you the energy and the shadow, and showing you the shadow and taking accountability for it, that really needs to transform within yourself. So it's really amazing what is happening. Shine your light, divine feminine. Don't let it hold back. Don't hold it back for anyone else. Be your compassionate self. Be your loving energy, um, and pour it out and pour the water. Don't do the things. Um, um, how do I call it? Yeah, and I feel you're only in that vibration when you are in a lower vibration. When you're in your own surroundings, when you're in your own ascension, in your own timeline, you won't get triggered that much. So, and now those timelines are collapsing. So this means it's more easy for you, um, to stay in that vibration, and we all stay in, easier in that vibration, because all the energies from the universe are coming down, are pouring down through us. And we used to go up, but now everything comes down and integrate in our bodies. And our bodies are vast. It's a vast energy. So anything that is still connected, or connected to your organs, or there are blocks in your body, the light will push through and pull that pull that energy up, so you can see it and you can work with it. So don't ever be ashamed of your shadow, because your shadow is an old identity of you that wants to be released, that don't want to be there anymore. And sometimes, in some cases, you get triggered by it. And that's perfectly fine, because then you know exactly what needs to be brought into the light and needs to work on, and be transmuted. So that's really amazing. And that is also what Kuan Yin does. Kuan Yin, her energy is beautiful, is transparent, is loving, is compassionate, is but she also has the dragon, the fire dragon, with her. So don't underestimate her, you know. And you can feel attacked by her light. You can feel really, if she starts to defend herself, you can perceive it as an attack, but it's your perception again. It's not. It's how you perceive things. And if there are things that needs to be transmuted, she will always do it with the same kind of energy that comes towards her. So she will mirror it. And when the mirror is there, then you really get this interaction of the fire and the water. And that will be then the shadow aspects will come up. And I don't think it's intentionally. I don't think things happen for intent, that people are do it for intention. It's just that the energies that's playing them behind it, you can call them whatever you want, but I call them entities that are behind them, or energies, um, is pushing them to another level to see, oh, what is triggering me within you, you know? Maybe they want you to say something different, or maybe you addressing them on their behavior, or maybe you're taking action on things that you don't like because it's illegal, or all that kind of stuff. But on the other side, you will see the actions back if you don't work on it. So you need, it's a constant process where you're in. It's a constant process of um, transmuting those shadows, because um, you need, you know, we call them ascended masters. If you want to be an ascended master and work with the ascended master, you know, you need to be on that vibration, and don't um yeah I you need to be on that vibration, I hear, because the energies of the ascended masters are working through you. Okay, so it's really beautiful when you're working with her and working in compassion and love for humanity, because I think we all deserve more love than the wars and the hatred, what is going on in this world at the moment. And sometimes everybody is going to phases in their life that get sometimes more triggered than other people. But if, and it's actually, it's such a huge compliment what's happening, because if people are start to talk to you, or they blurring out their shadow side to you, they know it's safe. They know that it's safe for them to do so. So that's why all these things are coming up, to transmute it and to be balanced out. And that's the most beautiful thing of everything. So that was triggered by this whole channeling was triggered by um, the divine masculine asking the divine feminine, so um, why are you rejecting me this way? Why are you denying me the access to you? Wow, that's because I can't reach you. It's almost, there is an ocean, there is a water between us that's too big to swim, and I want to reach you on one kind of way. I want to reach you, I want to come to you, but why is that? Why is that? Why is that holding me back? Okay, and then I hear, that's the old identity. The old identity of self, aspect of self that is not able to give you that access, because something happened in the past that is triggering you now, why you can't make that access. And I have to think and I have to feel into this, because when I'm feeling into it, it has to do, you know, almost like um, I want to be where you are. I want to be in that space. I want to travel with you. I want to do these things. I want to be in that energy that I am able to do everything. and I feel restricted. I have this straitjacket on and I'm not able to get out of it. I have this straitjacket on and I'm not able to remove myself, to remove myself from this energy. So and that's really interesting that is being said, because you only have the power to release yourself out of that straitjacket because of the way of thinking, of the environment you're in, um, you know, the things you put up onto yourself, that you need to do and must do, and that are waiting for you to do, and you're not even in that space to pick it up and to go ahead, because there are other things that are distracting you, and also distracting you from being you, in that environment. You took on that straitjacket. You're not free. Your soul is not free. Your soul is captured by an energy that doesn't allow you to fly, and it's still going on, and it's a programming, and it could be a programming from former lifetimes. It could be a programming from former lifetimes. That's what I hear. It could be a program of a former lifetime. It could be, and when I come closer, I also hear, don't come too close. I don't want you to come that close. Because when you come that close, you're ending up with the one I love most. Wow. When you come close, you're coming too close to the one I love most. And who do you love most when you're a child? Wow. What a beautiful revelation is that. How beautiful is that? And that's also healing now. As we speak, we are healing. And that's what Kuan Yin does. That's what Kuan Yin does. She heals. She put you in that space. And that's also here, the fire and the water for the divine masculine. Wow, beautiful. So much beautiful things that can be done. So what's in the heart space of the divine feminine? What in the heart space of divine feminine? Wow, stepping stones. You're making progress over the water. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're making progress over the water. You're stepping deep into the waters. You're stepping deep in over the water to the next stone till you reach the shore, till you see the light and hear the dragon, waiting for you. It's the dragon of Kuan Yin, and looking at you and seeing, okay, is this what I can do? What can I do? Then I hear something from my childhood. Hartstikke idee, lekkere hapjes. And They're just playing with me. And when you step the stones up the stepping stones, it's it's on the surface. So the sun is shining everywhere you go. You know, it could be that you already been in the depth of the water and now you're coming out of the depth of the water and saying, okay, how can I cross this? You know, this lake, how can I cross this river? You know, to come together and to, you know, let the sun shine again, because I'm not happy with the situation. I'm not happy with what is happening, but I want to go to that situation. I want to go to that space, you know? So that's for the divine feminine. Really beautiful. So the only thing I say, you know, is, you know, do the healing on that inner wound with the mother, you know. Um, the more you heal that wound with the mother, the more things are collapsing. So new timelines are opening for different, not blaming them, but you know, healing it in yourself. Where is the little child still angry about? What did the child love about the mother, and that he doesn't have in his life now, or that he didn't have in his life? So there's a lot of stuff going on with the feminine and the masculine. It's, I feel, they the inner within yourself, the inner masculine, inner feminine, created this balance between the darkness and or the shadow and the light, because there's more light coming in. So the shadow starts to bang on that door and said, I don't want to get in, let me go, I want to get out, you know. And the light says, no, you know, I hold you here because you need to look in that mirror of yourself, because we have to work together, you know, not by running away, not by you know, closing the door on me. No, we need to resolve this. We need to sit down, we talk about it, and we resolve it in a loving manner. But if you don't want to receive that love from me and you keep rejecting it, you know, my light will reflect constantly your shadow side. So we need to do this together within yourself. And this is what's happening now. You know, there is chaos between the masculine and the feminine within, you know, and it's normal at this time of year, you know. We're coming out of the dark phase, out of the darkness. We start going to the light, but it's not spring yet, you know. It's not Ostara yet. With Ostara you feel, bam, the balance. And now it's the month of healing, transformation, because that shadow side needs to transform, and it needs to get released. So that's what's happening. So that's really, really beautiful. It's all about the balance within yourself. And that's why there is this heart ascension coming in for the divine masculine. And it's done by the divine feminine, because there's where the healing went. The healing went from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. Breathing. For how does the divine feminine sees the divine masculine? Breathing. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. As what's his name? Steve says. Is it Steve? No, Rolf. Rolf Smart says it. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Going to that light and receiving that light. Make that union, make that union in the being in the center, as you see the divine masculine, divine feminine as two circles on their own, and they're coming together in the middle, and in that middle there is the balance, and they need to go there. And you go by light, ascend yourself, raise yourself up, rising from that energy, from that darkness into the light. And I talked about that last week. It's really empowering to get yourself out. And maybe you need to breathe. Maybe you need to breathe and feel that breath in your body. Feel it going down, to the storage. For the masculine, it's the second sacral chakra. Feminine, also sacral chakra. So go there and breathe there and feel that you're come alive again. Okay. What supports the divine masculine? I don't want this video to take too long because it's such a channeling what is coming through. We had so many beautiful things. Restore, rest and restore. Divine masculine, you need to rest and restore. It could be that you were up and running all the time, up and running and doing things for other people and not enough for yourself. So you need to restore yourself. You don't even know how to restore yourself anymore, I hear. Ah, this is so beautiful. You don't know how to restore yourself anymore because you're being up and running for such a long time. And make a sacred space for yourself where you can sit down, where you can breathe, where you can be you, where all the noise in the mind gets quiet, when you can, let go of the day, let go of all the things that been said to you, because divine masculine can hold the space, can hold that energy off by his mind, but he's also very sensitive within. And even the sensitivity within will touch him. So whatever happens in his life, he can hold it off with his mind, but still feel it in his heart. So then he needs to go to that heart space and give that heart space time to restore and be held, be held. And the most beautiful thing is be held by himself, all by himself. Sit still, not let somebody else comfort you, because that get this, I feel I get this energy from, oh, I want to be alone now. Let me go. So restore on your own, take that time, take that rest for yourself. And when you have the feeling that you're uploaded again and you are rejuvenated again, then you have full power again to go out and to merge. So take an extra weekend for yourself, you know. Yeah, why not? I hear. Yeah, why not? Take an extra weekend for yourself. That's no problem. Yeah. So how does it supports the divine feminine? Divine feminine, you're angelic one. You're an angel. You're connected with angels. You are an angel. And it's time for you to spread your light. Use the violet flame to descend and to transform everything in your life. And shine your light. Keep your light shining. And you know who you are. You see it in so many faces of people that you are who you are, and that you are light, and that you are that earth angel. No matter how other people want to see you, you know, you always have haters, you always have lovers, and it's just that the ones that hate you the most, and is about not be able to see their own light, and not focusing on themselves but on the light of somebody else, because sometimes they think it's easier to take the light from somebody else so they can feel better. But that's not the case. It's the inner work. It's the shadow work that needs to be done to create that light. So, you know, that's how it is, and how it can be. And that's what the divine feminine knows, that she is an earth angel, and she doesn't need to um, she doesn't need to tell everybody who she is, and she knows who she is. And that's why the divine feminine sometimes is withdrawn, you know, in company. When she's in company, she most of the time she's withdrawing herself, because she knows who she is, and she lets the other people speak, because she thinks they need the attention more than she does. So she keeps herself in her angelic sovereignty and her angelic self. How does the divine feminine sees the union with the divine masculine? As purity. She sees it as purity. She sees the energy is pure, the energy is divine, it's innocent, it's beautiful, it's there is no when she connects with this divine masculine, she feels equality, and she feels illuminated. That's it. She feels illuminated. So it's really, really powerful. So it's the purest thing that comes from the realm. So how does the divine masculine sees the divine feminine? As an indigo child, that she has her gifts, that her eyes are wide open, that there is this energy of a star being coming from the stars. He knows many lifetimes they've been together. So he knows that what is between them is pure, it's flowing, it's energizing, but it needs to come from that heart space. As soon as we go to the mind space, it's almost electrifying in the divine masculine's mind. It's almost like fried brain, I hear. It's almost like a fried brain. And then it's the sign of the divine masculine. Oh my gosh, in your heart space, you know you've been there before. So come back to yourself and restore. So there is on both sides, divine masculine and divine feminine, they feel the purity of their love, of that energy, what is between them. And he knows she's an indigo child, that she is a star being, and she knows that this divine masculine is pure light, is this divine masculine is love, is considerate, is genuine, is giving, is receiving. You know, it's all there. All all divine feminine wants in the divine masculine, he has all that traits. But they just need to be and come in balance within. Okay. What is the sign of the universe? What is the universe saying for both of them? I have the cards of Kyle Gray here, the gateway of light activation. Wow. Raise to angelic vibration. Raise yourself to angelic frequency. Your angels are here. You are safe. And there is a potent connection coming towards you. So the connection that you have with your twin flame is very potent. And why? Because you're growing. You know, if everything is in an if there are no challenges in a relationship, it's a flatliner. You know, you learn from each other when you're with each other. Your light becomes stronger because you're removing more shadow. So how beautiful is that? That you can this beautiful transmuter for each other, and that the angels on both sides, doesn't matter what side it is, I hear, you know, gives you this safety, gives you this harness of being safe within yourself. And I hear that is because we lift you to another timeline. We lift you to another timeline. You choose to go to another timeline. You choose to go to another timeline. And that's where you learn, because we're still in a body, in a physical body, and this physical body has triggers for the divine masculine, for the divine feminine, because nobody ever will be perfect. You're already perfect. You're already where you need to be. And when you die, you're still perfect. And then your soul takes over. This is really amazing. So you're already perfect after the image of God, of Goddess, whatever, of Source. Source created you, not you. We didn't create ourselves. They programmed us of how we need to be, how to behave, how to be ourselves and be who we need to be. We're programmed with all these traumas they gave us because in that timeline and the old self, the old image of you wasn't safe there because there was nobody to hold you in that safety. There was nobody there, could be that you were afraid of the divine masculine because you were abused by your father. You were abused by other partners. You have this abandonment wound that still trigger you and that is living there. So, and every time when somebody leaves, and doesn't matter where they go, that inner wound get triggered. So it means you need to transform that wound. And that's what it is. It is for the most women, it's the father wound. For the most men, it's the mother wound. And that's why you've been brought together in this earthly plane, because you get triggered by each other to heal. Thank you, guys. To heal. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. One card for the divine masculine, one card for the divine feminine. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They both have such beautiful energies. Divine masculine, Palladian activation, coming together. There's harmony in the heavens, and there is a resolution for everything. Wow. That's it. That's it. When you raise yourself to the Palladians, when you're connecting with your star family, when you're connecting with everything around you, it's so potent. What is this? What do you say? Do you think the glorification of hook-up culture makes a lot of these issues, men and women? Yes, they make it worse. You know why? But it's glorified because it has a purpose. It has a purpose for the shadow. That's all it is. The hookups, what is going on, the hookup culture, the swipe culture, everything within that is just to glorify and to be used by the shadow. Because when somebody is deeply, deeply wounded with sexual abuse wounds, then they get triggered, they get promiscuous, and then they are targets for the shadow. That's the more light you get and the higher frequency you get, it's harder for the men to access the feminine, because they have to come from that same vibration. Otherwise, most of the feminine are saying, well, you're not my vibration. I'm not going there. And that's how it is with how the path of the star seeds sometimes is lonely or is walking by yourself. I don't want to say lonely because there is a difference of being alone and walking your path by yourself or being lonely. You know, loneliness is something that you're missing within yourself. And when you're fulfilled with all these energies, you know, you don't feel lonely anywhere. You know, it's a loneliness. You can feel lonely in a whole group of people when you're with people. So I don't think it's really that kind of thing. So yeah, it's Palladian activations will give always the resolution, and the resolution is always, you know, the ascending of the heart, where we started with ascending and opening the heart, that is coming together. Leon, time to go home. Time to go home. Well, I don't think so, because when we are going home, we're coming home within ourselves, because the energies now from the star seeds are coming within us. We are not need to travel up there. It comes within us. So when we are saying we're going home, we're coming home in our heart space. And that's for me the most beautiful place. Home is not for me in the stars, is not in the heavens, what they say. For me is home in that heart space where all these energies are there and I connect with. So that's probably a different perceptive percep I need to say different perception than you got. But that's all fine if you say, you know, it's time for me to go home and I want to travel all the way up there, you know, perfectly fine. But it's still our home. Earth is still our home, you know, our home within our bodies. The Palladians and everything, uh, the Palladians and everything, all the energies that contains can be within us because we are one. So why would we traveling to a place or to another space um, that's already within us? If so within, so without, following those codes, star codes activations. And that's what the masculine gets, you know, he gets the star and the Palladian activations of coming together in harmony and the heavens. And there's always a resolution, you know, there's no need to fight, you know, all the wars is just the shadow and the light, you know, fighting its way back to union. That's all what it is. That's all, because yeah, there is control there, because they want something what the other has, you know. And sometimes it's about land, sometimes it's about money, sometimes it's about nature, sometimes it's about a power place, you know. And they want that, and then they start to argue and then escalate. Let's drop a few bombs, let's kill a few people, and then we're rid of them. Well, if we're going to solve that, but after that, when other energies are coming to involve, they need to make a resolution. There must always come a resolution. Sometimes a war takes 80 years, but it always comes to a resolution. So, you know, that's how I see it. If you have a fight, there will always be a time there's no fight. that you're all so lovey-dovey with each other, because just at that moment, the energies were not in alignment. So, yeah. For the Divine Feminine, Lemurian seed codes, embracing your sensitivity, your uniqueness, and living the great. And now living with grace. And that's it. The Lemurian codes. So that's what the feminine has within her. Embracing sensitivity, embrace your sensitivity, embrace that you're sensitive, and that yes, that it's not that's not, that you don't need to be ashamed if you cry, you know, because it's just releasing the soul, what is holding in the soul. It's the heart releasing the pain. It's releasing the energies that are holding that heart closed. So just let it go. It's cleansing the soul. It's cleansing the heart. So embrace your uniqueness. How beautiful and how wonderful it is, you know. Because everyone is unique. There is no snowflake the same. So everybody has that uniqueness within them, and embrace that, and living in grace, living in love, ease, and grace. That's what I say always. Always what you do in love and grace, in love and grace. So I think this is it for today. It was amazing. It was a little bit late because a few days over time. Ooh, that's probably for someone who needs to hear it. You're probably a few days over time. Yeah, I had a beautiful healing weekend and a breathwork weekend, so it was really amazing. So we're moving up to other frequencies. Know that everything is always perfect at the place where you are. There are no imperfections. You know, you're already perfect. You're already the person that you need to be at this time, at this place. So all the love, all the blessings, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.